What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami, and yeah, we're back. So before we get into our usual gameplay narrated with tips, I'm going to explain why I'm going back to Chivalry 2 for a little bit. Long term, the plan is going to be Soulsborne. Those are my first love, and I was thinking from a content perspective that I kind of want to move on, but honestly, this is bigger than a game to me. It's a community. I have so many friends in this that I'm going to see this game out, and this is what I'm going to do until the game is pretty much dead, or at least a few months. We'll see how it goes. Essentially, the community is more important to me than the content, and what I'm going to be doing for these last few months, or however long it goes, is that we're going to be doing more showcasing our friends, people in the game that we all know and love, or maybe some that you don't that deserve love. And I'm still going to be doing the narrated gameplay. That's going to be the majority, but we are going to mix in a lot more. And the reason I've been wanting to do this is because I've been back into the game, loving it more than ever, honestly, since I first played. I've also been playing more than ever. As you can see here, I back up more. I've kind of been just trying to play better, focus on positioning. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I have not been playing the objective as much. Since I stopped making the videos temporarily, I did kind of want to put less pressure on myself. And I kind of been playing more for my own enjoyment, kind of ignoring the objective a little bit at times. And it just was making for more fun for me. And I'm getting enough kills where it really does help out the team regardless. I think in videos, though, I will be doing the objective first and foremost, just so people that want to watch this for tips. And I also think it's more fun and more fulfilling for you guys to watch. But yeah, I have been a little more selfish. But I'm using a bigger variety of weapons, which you guys will like. There's going to be a lot more Vanguard gameplay, things like that. Now, my Discord, it will be in the pinned comment. We're playing with a bit of the mod team here. We're playing with Furious, awesome guy. He's a berserker. He's here for the vibes, but he's also an amazing player, closing in on level 900. We're also playing with Downey's Rockstar. Now, this guy, he's the essential glue guy. Every 4-stack needs a guy that doesn't give a shit about KD, and he's here for the vibes and the fun and the memeing. That's our guy right there. That's what he's here for. And then we have an absolutely amazing player, Big Glob. He's a late night grinder. He works overnights, I believe. So you guys probably don't see him a lot if you play during the day. And he's an absolute savage. He finished right behind me on the leaderboard for a second, I believe. We just died to a catapult again. This is frustrating to even watch back. So I'd love for you guys to join the Discord. It's honestly more active than the official Discord. And we're probably going to hit 1,000 members in the next few months. It's just, there's people joining every day. Nothing but good vibes. We got some great players in there. But more importantly, it's just a bunch of funny, dumb people. And it's a great time. I really think you guys should join it. It's a big focus on Chivalry 2. But we plan to be around a lot longer than the game is around. We'll long outlive that. Now let's get into it, as they've taken down the gates. They've used the catapult to kill us twice. There's only a few deaths. And this is a good time to back up. So I'm going to give you a lot more tips on positioning, because I've been working with some of the best players in the game to try and work on that. Now, there's a guy in my Discord named Orargi Karan. If you've seen him, unironically the best pub stomper in the game. I know comp is a different thing. He deadass has a 10 KD. He goes deathless about every other game. Doesn't matter if it's defense or attack. It's insane to watch. And he only hangs out in my Discord, which gives me some nice street cred, I'd say. But he'll hang out in voice chat and give tips to people. Now, some things he's been helping me with. This is not a good example, where I just rush in and try and kill some archers. He told something to me that's basically common sense, but it's something I've been applying more. I'm going to be pointing it out throughout the video, so just bear with me. It's going to be a few times we do it. That's CK member, great clan. Cool guy, Sean Gotti. He's been around since the game came out. He's saying hello. But what you want to be doing every time you get into an engagement, if there's groups, you want to know your escape route if things go south. See, now right here, I made the mistake of just being cornered. There's really no way out unless I could fight my way out of here, aim and hen style, in that first Lord of the Rings fight with Aragorn fighting up and down the stairs. Kind of cool. It works out for a little bit. And there's Big Glob. He's fighting to try and help me out, but he backs up. Now, we're fighting for our life here. It's not going to work out. But let's get on to the next life as I chase him down, die very dumbly. And we'll kind of give some examples of that. So I did have some nerves a little bit, just because I'm starting to record again and putting a little bit more pressure on myself. than I was playing when I was just playing for fun. So there isn't some good examples off the bat. And we are off to a little bit of a slow start as well by our standards. Now, nice longsword duel here. This is another thing you got to keep in mind. You should be having an internal clock if you're in a fight like that. So what I do is kind of back up a little bit towards my spawn when I was in that fight, just because I want to be going towards my teammates, because that internal clock in your head should be like, if you're in a one-on-one fight, like for example right here, people are going to be coming, and now he makes the mistake of waiting too long and my teammates come because I was backed up in the right spot. But you don't want to get in these one-on-one fights. They make for amazing moments. If you're trying to do a cinematic fight, that's fine, but just know that it's not the right call technically. It makes for great fun, don't get me wrong. So if you're trying to do that, by all means. Now we're going to get helped out by a noob here. I'm going to thank him. Nice little moment. I don't think he knows how to emote back, but it was pretty funny. I just want him to feel appreciated. I'm kind of going a mile a minute. Why don't I let this breathe a little bit until we kind of have an example of what I can give you for what I'm talking about. So here's a perfect example of a mistake I'm making for positioning. Now, we're in that 1 versus 1 I talk about. If I was backing up towards my town square where the spawns are, it kind of would have been like on him to back up and decide if he wants to continue that fight. But I stubbornly push after him. I do get the kill, which is nice, but now there's a spawn coming. I'm kind of aware of that. The pressure is on, and I get killed. This is more of a fun, bad positioning moment. That's the theme of the video, if you couldn't tell. We're going to be talking a lot about that. I kind of want to just go fight a spawn wave. Why not, right? I think I had teammates at my back while I was heading in there. They're kind of disappeared, though, so now we're going to retreat a little bit. And I was talking to my dogs, Furious, down east, and Big Glob isn't in the Discord. He's a cool guy. I was talking in the Discord. I was trying to say maybe we can throw this just because we know we can win later in the map. We're a good team here, and their team was kind of a little overmatched. So what we were thinking is that we could win later, and people want to do Lionspire. This is an amazing map. That's the thing when you kind of have a good group of players, is it is a little hard to balance playing for the win and also just, you know, trying to let people have fun, because some of these public lobbies, they're a little just too easy. I hate to say it. They're the most fun because you could vibe in voice chat, but standalones are really the challenge, or if you do comp. So this guy with the Lionspire, he was an issue. He was a very good player. I don't know who he is. I don't want to shout him out in case he's uncomfortable with that. But he was giving me a ton of issues. Now the thing with that weapon is a lot of people have trouble with the drags, but for me, it's if someone knows how to control the distance and space with that, and they know the reach of their weapon, it'll give me all kinds of problems. But that is kind of rare with it. I don't think a lot of people do make the most use of it in these. But he was doing that well, so if he sees himself find a chance, great work and good kill. By the way, guys, I talked about Soulsborne a little bit. Elden Ring, in my opinion, is the greatest game of all time. I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think of it, if you played it, if you don't like Souls-likes, what your favorite game of all time is. I'd also like to point out that DLC, 10 out of 10, best DLC of all time. Best part of Elden Ring, I absolutely adored it. I'm always down to talk Soulsborne, FromSoft games, all that. As we get into a 1vx, and we actually are able to take down this level 1000 right here, who's a very good player. Excelling while you crouch is a really good attack. That was one of the ones I hit him with. And those kind of hit different when you kill good players in a 1vx. Kind of an example I always talk about, bad positioning can be fun. Now, at this point, I've gotten a lot of deaths in a row, not really being like very aware, kind of on autopilot, right? But we are going to get a good friend, another member of CK, the clan, Shiv Cartel. His name is Ryan, CK Ryan TTV. He joins up. He's an insane player. We just won the game. I mean, there's not a lot of time left. It's the last objective, but because of him joining, we just have too much firepower on defense. I'm pretty sure we're going to win at this point. They do have more kills, but we're pretty confident, even with all these deaths in a row. But despite being at the top of the leaderboard, I really am kind of getting annoyed at how much I die. That's why this whole kind of rededication to positioning has been a thing. But it has been successful with the help of a lot of great players like Help Me Stepbo. Big Glob is a little bit of a madman. He uses the messer. He gets a little reckless, and somehow he just comes out on top in a lot of these. Same thing with Furious. These are the kind of guys I like playing with, where they just don't give a shit. And then, as I said, down east, he's all vibes. We love that guy. He's kind of my Discord father, my internet friend father. Everybody needs a dad as well. As I said with Glue Guys, you also need the 40 to 50-year-old man that you play with, and the old guy of the Discord is also down east. I do hope you guys don't mind the shout-outs. Even if you do, unfortunately, I'm not going to stop, just because it would be insanely pointless to have a platform and not talk about my friends. They're my dogs. But we're wrapping up the game here. There's 2 minutes left. They are pushing very hard, but we got a lot of firepower on defense, as I said. This was a really good one to get back in the swing of it, though. Lionspire, my favorite map. It's kind of like a classic longsword game. I love the longsword. As you guys know, it's my favorite weapon. Truly just the most fun. I've been using the one-handed sword as well. I went deathless with it just the other day. But yeah, I mean, it feels good to be back making the videos, guys. I truly missed you. It may not be the best decision for my content, seeing as I got 100,000 views on a video. Not a big deal. And all my most viewed videos now are pretty much the Elden Ring videos. But this community just means so much to me. This game, I never would have expected a video game to change my life, but it honestly has. Just because of the friends I've made that I'll probably have for life in some cases. And now we're going to finish with a very solid game, about 90 takedowns. Really good stuff. And if you want to check out some related videos above, to the top left and right, we got a longsword guide. And you know what? I'll put another game of a bunch of longsword kills, about 90 in that one. Definitely check it out. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Good to be